Hi guys! So today's look is inspired by a green Turaco bird, which is actually one of your guys' requests from my last Inspired by look, so thank you for that. I thought it was really cool looking, it had some nice shapes to it, it had some awesome colours in there, and it's exactly the kind of thing I wanted to pull inspiration from. So that's what I did today. I pulled inspiration from the colour and the shapes, and if you're comfortable with bold looks, this is still quite a somewhat wearable look. As always, I'm going to leave some inspiration photos down below so that you can look at those first and then you kind of know what's going on. So take a look at those and then let's jump into it. As always, I'm starting off with a primer to stop my eyelids from greasing up and moving the makeup around, and then I'm using a base eyeshadow to cover up any unwanted colours and things like veins, and it's also going to help with the blending. Next, I took a white Kajal liner and I applied this right in the inner corner / inner third of the lid. I absolutely regret this step so much because I hate white eyeshadow and I hate having a white base down because it wrinkles and makes my eyelids look like a wrinkly leather handbag. But I'd already done it on the other eye and I was really in love with the liner, so I didn't want to restart. Over that, I applied a white eyeshadow by Inglot, and it was a pretty nice eyeshadow. It was really pigmented even without the white base. And I applied this really messily and quite liberally on the inner corner area, right up to the side of the nose, and also underneath the eyebrow as well. I was really tempted to recreate the shape of the white around the Turaco's eyes, but I didn't really want the look to be too literal, and I knew I wanted to go really graphic with the orange and the black liner, so I decided to keep the white on the softer side instead. Next, I'm taking a smidgen of my contour shade, and this is Fawn by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm literally just using this to contour through my socket as opposed to adding eyeshadow to the look. Don't think of it as eyeshadow, think of it as just contour. Underneath the eye, I went in with two green shades from the Urban Decay Electric palette. I used Freak and I used Thrash, and I mixed them together to begin with, and then I went over with Thrash again because it was just the nicer of the two greens and it was the one that I wanted to show off more. Now, these birds have this gorgeous orange colour around the eyes, so I decided to go with that, and I wanted to create some orange liner, and I didn't have any orange liner, so instead I used one of the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks in the shade Persimmon. Obviously you want to be careful and you don't want to put this just straight in your eyes, but I had no problem with it and it actually stayed in place pretty well throughout the day without creasing or anything. Next, I lined my upper and lower waterline with a black liner. Then the bird also has some black around the eyes as well that comes down right underneath the eye, so I wanted to include that for sure. And I use liquid liner instead of my preferred gel liner because I find with gel, when I don't get the edges really clean, it ends up just getting thicker and thicker as I try to smooth it out. So with a liquid, I find that you get that smooth line straight away. I just find that precision is a lot more difficult with liquid liner. I think liquid liner is absolutely terrifying, but I really wanted that nice thin line and I didn't want to risk going over it 1,000 times to smooth out the edges, so that's why I went with liquid. So I went over the lash line and underneath the wing, and then I brought that down in the inner corner, and I kind of curved it a little more than I usually would in this little corner point, just because this is one of the shapes that I saw in some of the birds' I was going to say some of the birds' eye makeups, some of their markings. Next, I took a dark brown shadow and I just smudged that underneath the eye because I felt like it just needed a little bit more of something going on underneath the eye. Obviously the green is a lot, but I just wanted to break it up and I didn't want it to go from the green straight to a really harsh black. Then I applied some mascara to the top and bottom lashes before applying some fake lashes, And to finish off the eyes, I applied these 3 little dots below the front of my eyebrow, because sometimes these birds have these cute little white tips on the feathers on their head, and they're the most precious little things, so I had to include them. And I was considering adding them to the tips of the lashes, which you could totally do, but I don't know, I really wanted that circular shape and I didn't think I'd get the right effect on the lashes. For the lips, I had every intention of doing a pink and orange ombre, but after I applied the pink, I was just feeling it, so I kept it as it was, and this is Carina by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Some of them also have a little bit of purple in their beak as well, and I know a lot of them have a lot of purple in their feathers as well, their wings, so if you wanted to, you could totally go in with a purple blush. You could also add the purple into the ombre lip. You could do purple around the edges and then go into pink and then orange, and that would look awesome, but I was really enjoying how it was looking, so I decided to keep it like this. But then that's it, this is what I decided to go for. Feel free to leave any of your requests for the next inspired by look down below, and please let me know what you think of this one. All my social media will be listed down below as well, so it would be awesome if you could come and follow me on all of that stuff, and thank you guys for watching.